There's officially 172,000 new crypto millionaires that appeared in 2024. And the problem is that most of them have no idea how to move this money into the real world fiat, into the real world money, and how to essentially use their millions that they made in crypto. We helped hundreds of clients do exactly that, transfer their crypto wealth into the real world wealth. This video, we're going to talk about all the methods that you can use, and we're going to rank them from the worst ones to the best ones, depending on what you need. So there are different ways of cashing out crypto. Most of them are very old, most of them are kind of new, but there are a few good ones that got good in the last couple of years. So the old ways of cashing out is either to use cash or use big assets like real estate, cars, watches, etc. So what is happening is that you transfer from the asset that you can now really use in the banking system into the asset that you can now really use into the banking system. If you have the cash, it's going to be really hard to deposit this cash into the bank account to buy properties, to buy anything you want that requires legal money on the bank account. And if you buy real estate with crypto, it's going to take a lot of days and a lot of time to process, right? So if you buy a house in Dubai and then you want to sell it to your bank account, this process could take up many months, like 4 months, cost you 5-6% of fees. So this is not really recommended if you first made this money legally, which you should, and second, you want clean money on your bank account very fast without paying too much fees, right? So the other way is to use crypto cards, right? So this doesn't apply to millions. You cannot spend $1 million with your crypto card. This is for your minor crypto purchases, day-to-day expenses. If you don't want to off-ramp your money to the bank account, you can use a crypto card to pay for groceries, to pay for gas, etc. The first bucket is kind of like workarounds, not touching the banks, not touching the centralized exchanges. You either go into cash, into real estate, into cars, and then you kind of have different ways of moving this money to a bank account. The new way and the way that we most use is we go straight to the bank account, and this bank account knows it's from crypto and it's not going to block us. So how do we do that? First of all, the private banking. If you're a big in crypto, you probably want to invest in residencies in countries like Switzerland, in Liechtenstein, and you want to open a bank account there. Why is that? Because most of the private banks in Switzerland, they understand Bitcoin, they understand cryptocurrency pretty well. They can exchange this cryptocurrency inside the bank without using the exchange and hold your money for a limited period of time without asking any unnecessary questions. Of course, you have to prove where you got the money in the first place, but you know, Swiss banks, Liechtenstein banks, they really client oriented. So they want to make money, they want to accept as much capital as possible. So they're willing to work with you on the problem that you have. The disadvantages of this method is that most of the time the private banking requires you to hold the money on the account for a certain period of time, right? So you cannot off-ramp your money to the bank account and use this money in your business or to buy assets. You have to actually hold this cash on the bank account for at least a year, and this cash has to be at least 1 million francs. So the barrier of entry is very high. It's more suited for ultra high net worth individuals that have more than 10 millions in crypto and want to keep this money in fiat, keep it safe, keep it invisible in the global banking system, which is the private banking, right? So this is the typical target for the private banks, to target those individuals. If you want to exchange smaller sizes, you don't have that much money and you want to use your money straight away, it is generally recommended to open an EMI account. So this is the other way of injecting crypto into the banking system, is not to use the traditional bank or the private bank, but use an e-money account. So EMI account is an e-money institution account, which is basically a middleman between a bank and a client. They offer IBAN accounts. Platforms like Revolut, like Wise are perfect examples of EMI accounts. So they offer you bank account, fully commercial. They know what you're going to be doing on it. They're going to charge you a fee for usage of the account, but some of the EMI accounts are crypto friendly. And this is 90% of the path that our clients take. They open EMI accounts which are crypto friendly to off-ramp part of their holdings. So for example, if a person got 2 million in Bitcoin, they want to off-ramp 200,000. They're not going to sell all their Bitcoin to the private bank in Switzerland. They rather use those 200,000 to off-ramp to Euro account in Liechtenstein ME institution and then send this money as an own transfer to their traditional bank. Now, using this option of opening a crypto-friendly bank account, you really have to prepare all the infrastructure first. So all the documents supporting your purchase of cryptocurrency, what money you use to purchase your cryptocurrency, where you got this money, which exchange did you use, and open accounts at reputable European exchanges if you want to off-ramp in Europe, or reputable global exchanges. Most e-money institutions, they're really sensitive to what kind of exchange do you use. Exchanges like Binance, like OKX are not really reputable. Banks don't really like those exchanges. So you have to really pick the one exchange that the banks in this country really respect, that have strong AML procedures, and that the bank will not have any problems that you off-ramp money from this exchange. Now, after you onboard the crypto to your ME account, you can freely transfer this money to your traditional bank account. It will be considered as own transfer, really low risk for the traditional bank, and you will inject money from crypto into the banking system. This literally takes few days to complete depending on the bank account opening time. So if you get processed from your bank account, from your ME account in a very short period of time, the only thing that's left is to exchange this crypto into fiat and accept this fiat to your bank account, which generally takes 1 to 2 business days, right? So if you're living in Europe, you will use the SEPA network, right? The SEPA payment network, which takes 1 or 2 business days to arrive, which is generally the time in our practice that it takes to off-ramp crypto from big reputable exchange to the ME account. Now, the other way of off-ramping large amounts of crypto is to use legal structures. So those are either trusts or LLC. So trusts are basically entities in offshore countries most of the times that hold your money, that manage your money without you necessarily owning this money. So you can transfer the ownership of your cryptocurrency to a trust in Cyprus. This trust in Cyprus has a bank account, has an exchange account, and can exchange this crypto to fiat to this trust's bank account. The way you distribute this money from your trust to yourself, it's really the problem of the legal team that you use and your personal financial advisor that you use. But this is a viable option that a lot of people are using that wants to diversify their wealth across the world. The LLCs kind of work in the similar way. You have to register your crypto that it belongs to the LLC, and then the LLC can fully control your crypto and pay out you these profits as dividends or any type of payment to the owner of the company. If you want help with setting up exit infrastructure, there's a link down below. We helped hundreds of clients do exactly that, offer crypto, millions of dollars from crypto to fiat, to the bank account. And if you're interested in learning more about the crypto and banking system, definitely follow this channel. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.